Welcome to Compai's Expat Channel. I'm Compai. I am Sosua's voice of reason. Guys, let's talk about the difference between obtaining true mentorship and listening to us YouTube content creators. So let's start off with the obvious. YouTube content creators. Guys, I want everybody to be 100% clear on this. Us YouTube content creators are no different than used car salesmen. We're all peddling something. I peddle my business, Casa de Compai. There's a lot of places to rent in Sosúa. If you're looking for peaceful, affordable, and tranquil, look at Casa de Compai, Sosua's hidden gem. When you're ready to reserve at Casa de Compai, my contact information is in the description down below. Most of the other YouTube content creators are concubines for commission. You only take advice, true advice, where you put your money into it from somebody that has been successful over an extended period of time. And you're not going to get that from the majority of YouTube content creators, guys who are selling you, let me consult for $100 an hour. Guys, they're too busy chasing small change to know how to make big money. Let me say that again. Most of your YouTube content creators and social media content creators are chasing little money versus the opportunity to make big money. Nobody on the Dominican Republic is making a lot of money off of YouTube. It's just not there. The numbers ain't there. So if you're going to come down here and you're going to be that guy who wants to be successful down here doing business, where do you get your information? You got to obtain true mentorship. That's one of the reasons that I was able to be successful down here. It's because the guys that I learned from, they were not YouTube content creators. Actually, we used to laugh at them, kind of like we do now, like I do now. And I'm sorry I'm sounding like that guy, but I just had a guy sit at my bar in Casa de Compai and tell me 3 days ago how he lost his money because he took advice from guys online. There's a lot of fakes down here. I want everybody to realize there's a lot of fakes. Just because they put out an entertaining video doesn't mean they really know what they're talking about. Just because they can take a news article and regurgitate the news and give you their opinion on what they think is going to happen doesn't make them successful. What makes people successful down here is longevity, doing business down here an extended period of time and improving your business over an extended period of time. And the only way to really obtain that is to have mentorship. So let's get into that. How did I maintain and obtain my mentorships down here? When I came down here, I wasn't coming down here chasing women. I came down here as a young guy in my 40s who wanted to get his earnings, I don't want to say wealth, but get the money I acquired from the United States outside the United States. I wanted to change my lifestyle. I was tired of the rat race. I was just tired the way that my country was going. Living in a blue state, New Jersey, tired of the high taxes. It was not a business-friendly state. And as a guy who's been doing real estate since he was 20, I redid my first cottage Victorian at 20. My own money, my own sweat equity. So I got a history of doing exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to get out, because it was just time for me to make that lifestyle change. So I was looking at other islands, and the reason I settled down here in the Dominican Republic was price point. So when I came down here and I started looking for property as an investor, it wasn't, hey, let's go out and look at some girls and get drunk, and oh, by the way, I'm maybe thinking. No, it was, hey, I'm coming into town. This is how much cash I have. This is what I'm looking for. Tell me what you got. So I set the stage with people that I was doing business with from the first conversation. That's the first step in obtaining true mentorship. True mentorship is obtained through strong business relationships with people that you're paying, who you can hold accountable, who understand your goals and desires, that have a vested interest in your success. That's what you have to do. YouTubers, paid consultants don't do it. I have used a paid consultant for my cigar company, and he's one of my best friends today. But we're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars buying property. It wasn't, he had a niche market that I needed that I didn't know about. So how did once I obtained that really good mentor, how did it grow from there? How did it go from one condo in 2010 to buying what became known as Casa de Compai in 2014, doing phase one, and then moving down here permanently in 2017? How did it get from one condo to a 10-unit condo complex? Because when you make that one great inroad for that person that's going to take their time, and you're going to develop a friendship, and they have a vested interest in you being successful because they're making money off of you. It's an honest, straightforward business relationship. Through him, I met his peers. Well, that means I met other brokers, not real estate agents. Not guys who just decided to bugger off from their home country and come down here and make a go. Guys who owned the brokerage, they owned the real estate agencies. So they were the guys that I would be hanging out with. Then I had to get a property manager. So I paid my property manager. So we had that business relationship, and he was down here a lot longer than me. He was down here 20 years at that point. So I was able to use his knowledge, not because he just wanted to give it to me, but through working day in, day out. Even though I was back in New Jersey for my first 7 years of doing business down here, I still had somebody on the ground that I was paying, who I had a great personal relationship as well. So that's the circle that I had mentorships. And let me tell you, I didn't do this. I started this YouTube channel 2.5 years ago. I've been down here since 2010. As I'm doing this video, it's 2026. I didn't say anything for my first 5 years down here. I was very tight-lipped, even though I owned multiple properties, because I knew there was so much more to learn and do business down here. Because when you're around people who really know what they're talking about, you realize you shut up and listen. So what we would do, we would all be out, and they would automatically start talking business. And I would shut up. I wouldn't ask questions. I wouldn't interject my opinions. I would be quiet. And then the next day, depending on who I was with, I would say, hey, Thomas, you guys, last night, Sandeep and Richard were talking about this. Give me the background. This is how I see it. What am I missing? Let me say that again. Give me the background. This is what I think. And now tell me, what am I missing? What is there more for me to know? When you think you're the smartest guy in the room, you're the idiot. And that's my problem with social media content creators. They understand this much of the picture, but they want you to believe they know this much, when in reality, they're concubines for commission, and they're going to make you lose money. Because remember, when these people tell you, invest here, after a day trip, all they did was go down to Mishy's, signed a commission contract, then promote the shit out of it. They're nothing more than used car salesmen. All of us are. And I throw myself in there too, because this is one way for me to expose my business, Casa de Compai. So that's what I did for my first 5 years. I just sucked it all in. I learned about the areas that flood. I learned about the areas that have high break-ins when the economy goes south. I learned coming out of the last downturn, going into this downturn, what happens. That's why I'm able to call things before they happen, not because I have a crystal ball, not because I'm the smartest guy in the room. I just shut up and listen and learn. I see the trends. I understand real estate economics. I've been doing real estate since I was 20. I'm 58. So I've been through 3 recessions. That's when I buy. So my mentors, I came along with them and we all made money along the way. I get guys all the time, hey, John, let me buy you a beer and pick your brain. I don't need you to buy me a beer. I can buy all the beer I want. And I say this, my answer is, if you really want to understand how to run a strong condo complex, come stay at Casa de Compai for a week. See it from the inside out. Let's sit at my bar. Then you can pick my brain all day without having to buy me anything because you're already my client. You've already supporting my business. Now I have time for you. If you see me on the beach, you'd be like, hey, what do you think? I'm busy, man. That's my downtime. I just spent all day running 3 companies. When you really think about it, I got the condo complex, I got the cigar line, and this takes a lot of my time and energy and effort. So when you get into it, time is money. Time is valuable. And when you come down here, you have to invest your time, energy, and effort into the right person that will be the right mentor, not because they have a flashy social media platform, because they are successful. And I'm here to tell you right now, it takes longer than 3 to 5 years to be truly successful down here. I've seen more social media content creators who had a bar, who had a restaurant, who were property managers have to go after 5 years. It's very hard to be successful down here over an extended period of time. That's why you have to take everything that you see and you hear as a grain of salt. That's why you need mentorships who are successful longer than 7 or 8 years because they've seen it, they know what it takes. It's hard to do business down here, especially if you want to get into restaurant, bar, vacation rentals, condo rentals, buying property. You know, I see guys talking about flipping. Don't do it. I've seen more of these so-called experts giving out advice, bad advice, and just you gotta judge. You have to look at the fruit that's produced from the person. If it ain't good fruit, it's a rotten tree. Cut it down, move on. So guys, that's my thing. If you want to be successful down here, truly successful, don't buy the hype. Develop proper mentorships. Proper mentorships are developed through honest, successful business relationships. That's how you're going to be successful. That's how you're going to learn what you really need to learn versus watching a 12-minute podcast. So guys, always remember, keep personal private and private personal. Peace out.